First game after the simulated All-Star break in our final 3 games of Purple Rose Sim. Rockies opening up a series with the Atlanta Braves. Here at Coors Field. Rockies not performing all that well in our simulation. Certainly we'll hope for better things when the regular actual season gets underway. Herman Marquez will make the start. 19th of the year, 7-8 his record, 6.22 ERA. He has been better as of late since his return from a stint in AAA, which hopefully we will not have to see in real life ever for Herman Marquez. A little bit better as of late since his return. Adalberto Mondesi will lead things off for Atlanta. 21 stolen bases on the year, only batting .230 though. First pitch is in there for a called strike. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 42 and 54 on the year for the Rockies. That is last place in the National League West. And Mondesi came over to the Braves in a simulated trade with the Royals. In real life, he is still with KC. 0-1 from Marquez is swung on and fouled off. It's quickly 0-2 on Mondesi. This is Ben Kuchner-Kavich of Purple Row. Want to let you know this game is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. Here comes an 0-2, and it's taken in the dirt, blocked by Elias Diaz. 62 degrees here at Coors Field. Primarily clear skies. Wind is blowing from right to left. And swung on and missed. Mondesi produced a lot of wind with that swing. That is out number 1. First out of the day is a strikeout for Marquez.
The right fielder, Nick Marcakis.
That'll bring up Nick Marchakis, the Brave that represented the team at the National League for the National League in the All-Star game. Marcakis in real life has opted out of playing this season. He said he had a phone conversation with Freddie Freeman, who was diagnosed with COVID-19 and was quite symptomatic. And Marcakis said after listening to that phone call, he did not think it was worth participating in the regular season. Still here in the sim, though. It's an 0-2 count. And Marquez into his motion, wind up the pitch. Is swung on and ripped in the air towards right field. Blackman going back. That's going to be over his head and off the wall. Marcakis will try for second base, and he's in there with a one-out double. First hit of the game for either side. See Charlie Blackman out there in right field. He's COVID-free now after he said he dealt with a day and a half or so of symptoms. Was out 2 weeks or so, and then tested negative. So now back with the big league club. Here's Freddie Freeman. He's another guy who tested positive and is still out as far as is my understanding. 15 homers, 298 against righties in sim action, 3 homers and a 253 average against same-handed pitching. Blackman hopes to be ready for real-life opening day. We will see if that transpires. He has really got a lot of catching up to do from what we've heard from Bud Black. And Blackman, we've seen, we don't have the greatest of views, but thanks to DNVR and all the beat writers, really, Rockspile as well, who have all been covering from Coors Field the intra-squad games and the various workouts. Blackman has definitely been getting his fair share of extra work in. You can see him out there long after everyone else has left the field. Marquez from the stretch looks towards second base. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded towards short. Nice pick by Story. And that is out number 2. Let's take a look now at the starting lineup for the Braves. Shortstop Mondesi, right fielder Marcakis, first baseman Freeman. Batting cleanup the center fielder Ronald Acuna Jr. Batting fifth in left field Marcelo Zuna. This is his first year in Atlanta. Batting sixth, second baseman Ozzie Albies. Catcher bats seventh, Travis d'Arnaud. And Austin Riley bats eighth, and Max Fried is your starting pitcher batting ninth. 71 runs batted in, second place in the NL for Ronald Acuna Jr. Braves made a splash during the simulated All-Star break, signing, this is real, they signed Yasiel Puig, someone finally did. I don't believe we've actually seen any contract information on that deal, though. There's a pitch inside to Acuna, and Puig has not come over to the Braves yet in the simulation, so we will not be seeing him this series. 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Marquez, in there for a strike. Marquez's 1-1 is swung on and pulled foul. And 1-2 to Acuna is swung on and missed. Got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. Marquez pitches around a one-out double, and we're scoreless going to the bottom of the first. Max Fried getting the start for the Bravos, 20th start of the year, 4-6 record, 5.32 his ERA, in 86 and a third innings. Does have 88 strikeouts, that's good, 43 walks, a bit on the high side, and a lot of hits, 117 of them. That's going to put his whip, walks plus hits plus innings pitched, up to 185. David Dahl batting .249. He had a big hit heading into the All-Star break, a go-ahead home run off Josh Hader in the top of the ninth inning in Milwaukee that put the Rockies on top for good, I should say. .470 his slugging percentage now, even if the batting average is a little low. 52 and 45 for the Braves, that leads the NL East. We've seen some back and forth in terms of who is taking the top position in the National League East through this simulated season. Dahl takes a pitch outside, 2-0. Marlins have had a surprising year in the simulation. Never know what's going to happen in terms of actual 60-game regular season. A lot could happen. Rockies were in a fairly good position last year through 60 games, a lot better than how they finished up. And a hitter's count on Dahl, 2-1. Is swung on and fouled back. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Fried. Two-two pitch in the dirt, and the count goes full. Trevor Story waiting on deck. After that, we'll see Charlie Blackmon bat for the first time in about a month now. Payoff pitch to Dahl is swung on and pulled foul. We'll do it again. This will be at least a 7-pitch plate appearance for Dahl to kick off the ball game. And 3-2. Just a bit inside. Called a ball, and hey, it worked out for Dahl and the Rockies. The leadoff base runner. Here is Trevor Story. Struggling as of late, 4 for his last 29 at the plate. That's a 138 batting average. And hey, when you go into the All-Star break red hot, sometimes you hate to have the break. But Story, a well-deserved rest, and he will hope to get things off to a better start here in the second half. When you're putting up that kind of stretch to end the first half, then kind of wanted that break. 3 for 7 against Fried for Story. 2 of those hits home runs, so this is a good matchup for him to get things going. There's a strike on the inside corner. 1-1, 94-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Fried. Fried comes set. His pitch is high. Hitter's count now on Trevor Story. Swung on and ripped in the air towards left field, and this one's hit well, and that ball is gone. 2-run home run for Trevor Story. That's a great way to start the second half. That puts the Rockies on top first, 2-0, 25th home run of the year for Trevor Story. David Dahl scoring ahead of him. We'll get a look at the stats on that blast. Very little doubt off the bat of that one. Story knew it was gone. And 421 feet, 96.9 mile per hour exit velocity. Story has hit some real tanks out that way to left center up onto the concourse. Not quite that far that time, but plenty enough distance. First pitch called a ball to Charlie Blackman, 96 mile an hour fastball. Blackman, again, this is the first time in about a month we have seen him get in for a game here in the sim. The 1-0 is taken high, 2-0. Make that now 3 home runs and 4 hits in the career of Story against Fried. 2-0 to Blackman is in there for a called strike. And once again, a Rockies batter looking at a hitter's count this inning. I believe every batter has been in a 2-1 count. The first 3 we have seen come to the plate. Blackman swings and rips one towards right center, and that ball is gone. Back-to-back home runs for Trevor Story and Charlie Blackman, his 18th now. And the Rockies are up 3-0 off Max Fried with still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Welcome back, Charlie Blackman. Great way to kick off the second half for him. First 3 Rockies have scored here in the first inning. Can't get off to a better start than that. That one 405 feet, not quite the distance of Story's 96.6 mile per hour exit velocity. Just a touch slower, I guess, off the bat in the exit velocity. Nolan Aronado tied for 5th in the NL with 68 runs batted in. He's batting .326, 27 homers at the break, and a .402 on base percentage. Aronado also really enjoys hitting against left-handed pitchers, and the first pitch from Fried is swung on and grounded towards second base. That is Ozzie Albies making the play, and that is the first out of the inning. Take a look at the Rockies lineup now after the center fielder Dahl, shortstop Story, right fielder Blackman, third baseman Aronado, batting 5th in left field Matt Kemp, batting 6th at first base Ryan McMahon, batting 7th doing the catching today, Elias Diaz batting 8th at second base Garrett Hampson, and batting 9th starting pitcher Herman Marquez. Here is Matt Kemp. He's been looking very good to start his Rockies career, .320 average, not a huge sample size, just a tick over 25 at bats or so. First pitch from Fry to Kemp is taken high. Kemp has certainly earned the opportunity to get some more at bats here, at least against left-handed pitching, at the very least. There's a swing and a line foul the other way, 1-1. Kemp looking good in a Rockies uniform. The 1-1 to him is outside. Yet another hitter's count on a Rockies batter. Arenado did not quite make it there, but 4th time we've seen it this inning. As Max Fried will need to get things under control in short order here for his manager Brian Snitker. Swung on and belted to left, and that ball is gone. 3rd home run of the bottom of the first for the Rockies. Matt Kemp hits his 2nd homer as a member of the Rockies. Now it's 4-0 Colorado. That one, I believe, went farther than the blasts by Story and Blackman, as Max Fried appears not to be fooling too many Rockies hitters today. Show track for Kemp, 106.6 mile per hour exit velocity. That's certainly the highest of the 3 homers we've seen this inning. 28.71 degrees launch angle, 5.83 second hang time, and definitely the farthest hit ball of this inning, 460 feet, the estimated distance. Ryan McMahon has already had a career-high 24 home runs going into the All-Star break, and he will try to get off on a good note as well. 3 Rockies have already hit home runs here in the bottom of the first. It is 4-0. And Ryan McMahon batting .240 on the year, slugging .535. First pitch from Fried is just a bit low, ball 1. There is Brian Snitker. Has to be a little bit concerned about what he's seen from Fried so far. McMahon hits the lefties very well. Better against southpaws. Same-handed pitching in his career. That 95-mile-an-hour fastball misses. There have been a few pitches this inning that could have been called strikes that have not gone Fried's way. But still, some of the hard contact he has given up. Can't really fault the home plate umpire for not calling that. 2-0 coming to McMahon. That is on the outside part of the outside corner. That time, Fried gets a call. And once again, we're looking at a hitter's count on a Rockies batter. Last time, Kemp hit a home run. McMahon will swing and foul one back to the screen. Two-two pitch. Swung on and pulled foul. McMahon staying alive. He looked like he was all over that one. Again, Fried struggling to trick a whole lot of Rockies batters. Another 2-2 now is swung on and lifted in the air towards center. Acuna is going back. He's got this one in range. He's in front of the track to put it away. That is the second out. Another ball hit fairly well off the bat of McMahon, but Fried will take outs any way he can get them at this point. Here's Elias Diaz, 273, 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. Getting in there against the lefty Fried. Diaz doing very good against southpaws this year, batting well over the 350 mark against them. 273 overall average. Tony Walters, might see him in there tomorrow. Here's a 1-0. That's swung on and lifted in the air towards right. Diving and coming up with it out there is Nick Marcakis. Nice diving catch to end this inning. But the Rockies do damage. They hit 3 home runs. Story, Blackman, and Kemp. They're up 4-0 after an inning of play. Marcell Ozuna in his first year with Atlanta, 276, 6 homers, 442 slugging percentage, 26 runs batted in. Former Marlin, former Cardinal. And Marquez will go back to work after a pretty lengthy episode of sitting down for him while the Rockies offense went to work in the bottom of the first. Fly ball to center. Dahl easily makes the catch. That's out number 1. Let's take a look at the rest of your Rockies defense now. Left to right in the outfield. Matt Kemp, David Dahl, Charlie Blackman back in there in right field. Infield corners, Nolan Aronado, Ryan McMahon. Up the middle double play combination, Trevor Story and Garrett Hampson, and the battery consists of the catcher Elias Diaz and starting pitcher Herman Marquez. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Ozzie Albies, batting .266 with 17 home runs. Won the Silver Slugger Award for second baseman in 2019 for the Braves. Albies, I believe it was last year. Well, there he lays down a bunt, but it's going to go foul to make it 0-2 on him. I believe it was last year Albies playing here at Coors Field. Hit some absolute moonshots to deep right field, and we saw for the little guy, he could certainly pack a wallop into his swing. Here he strikes out swinging on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Herman Marquez. And that's the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it up to Travis d'Arnaud. Catcher signed with the Braves this offseason. 188 he's only batting, 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. So a bit of a rough start for him. 1-0 pitch is called strike in the lower regions of the zone. d'Arnaud had to go for a walk after that call. And that pitch is low. Now it's a hitter's count on Travis d'Arnaud. There's certainly more talent here than that 188 batting average and lack of power would indicate. This guy has put up very gaudy numbers in the past. There's a swing and a ground ball pulled foul. d'Arnaud, former Ray. Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. Good inning for Marquez. Picks up a couple more strikeouts. And Rockies are ahead 4-0, and if Marquez keeps pitching like this, they will have a comfortable lead for a while. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Garrett Hampson leads off the bottom of the second for his first at-bat of the day. 247, 5 homers on the year. 289 his average against left-handed pitching. He tries and lays down a bunt. That's going to go foul. Another 0-1 coming from Fried is swung on and lined right into the glove of Ozzie Albies. Let's take a look at the Braves defense now. In left field, Marcell Ozuna. In center, Ronald Acuna Jr. In right, Nick Marcakis made that really nice catch. Austin Riley's playing third, Freddie Freeman at first, Mondesi and Albies at short and second, respectively, and Travis d'Arnaud doing the catching for Max Fried. Here's Herman Marquez having a pretty good year offensively. One of the better hitting pitchers in the game of baseball. There's a pitch outside, ball one. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, 214 average, 241 OBP. 7 runs batted in for Marquez. Has yet to hit that first homer of the year, but he has certainly come through and it has counted this year. And this is not what he gets paid to do. Take these very good plate appearances that he does. Fried kicks and deals, swung on and fouled the other way. 1-2 now on Marquez. Coming up in the third inning, we'll take a look at a review of the Braves offseason. That one's outside, count evens at 2. Braves were fairly busy, especially early on. 2-2 pitch, swung on and lifted in the air towards left. Ozuna is going back on this one, and he will get there running onto the track for out number 2. Lineup will turn over now for David Dahl. Drew a walk in his first plate appearance and then came around to score on the 2-run shot by Trevor Story. Lefty on lefty matchup for Dahl. And the first pitch from Fried is a low, ball 1. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That one's high, 2-0. And swung on and lined towards left field. David Dahl leading the league in doubles going to the All-Star break, and he's going to have another one here. 2-out double for David Dahl in the bottom of the second inning. That is his 38th double of the season. Max Fried has been hit around a bit today through an inning and 2/3. Trevor Story at that 2-run home run, his first time up with David Dahl on base. As we get a look at Dinger, who is getting greedy. He doesn't want the Rockies to stop with just 4 runs. He's looking for more in short order here. And Trevor Story now 3 career home runs against Fried. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Yep, 4 for 8 with 3 homers now for Trevor Story against Fried. .1-0 from Fried is called a ball again. Fried has gotten squeezed a little bit today. Giving up some hard contact, but also the strike zone has not been in his favor. Here comes a 2-0, and that's a check swing. Story goes too far, and it is now a hitter's count. Pitch outside, 3 balls and a strike. Charlie Blackman homered his first time up. He's waiting on deck. hoping to get a chance to bat with a couple runners on here in the bottom of the second. The 3-1 is swung on and a line towards right field. That's going to drop in there and head towards the corner. Dahl will score easily. Story will cruise into second base with an RBI double. And it's 5-0 Rockies. 26th double of the year for Trevor Story. Next one will match the number on his uniform. And his third run batted in of the day, Trevor Story, here in the bottom of the second inning only. And is that going to be the end of the day for Max Fried? It will be. And the ERA went up. It was already approaching the 5.40 mark for Fried heading into the game. And it's going to go up, only able to make it through an inning and 2/3 today. 5 runs allowed and a runner on second base, still his responsibility. Here is Cole Hamels making his 36th appearance of the year. 7-3 record. He's all rested up after the All-Star break, though he did pitch in the All-Star game. 121 innings, 2.23 ERA, 122 strikeouts against 50 walks. Very good numbers for Hamels. 189 left-handed batters are hitting against him. And he's going to try to stop the bleeding here. Blackman swings and lines one toward center field. Going back on this one is Acuna. He's got it in range. He will put it away, and that'll retire the side. 5 runs allowed for Max Fried today. Cole Hamels stops the bleeding. And we're through 2 innings, 5-0 Rockies. Austin Riley, third baseman, leads off the top of the third, batting 198 homers on the year, 26 runs batted in. Again, Braves had a busy offseason. You can read all about their offseason in review at MLBTradeRumors.com. Braves were been back-to-back NL East champions, so they're certainly trying to do that at the very least here in 2020. They signed 9 players to Major League contracts, but they really wanted a 10th, Josh Donaldson. Ended up going over to the Minnesota Twins. Rockies saw him in the simulation. Pitches low. So here are all the Major League signings. Will Smith, a very good reliever for the Giants. Rockies will remember him as their closer last year. Braves signed him to a 3-year, $40 million deal. Marcell Ozuna in left field today came in on a 1-year, $18 million deal. Same deal for Cole Hamels, who's now pitching in this game. Seeing Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate, signed a 2-year, $16 million deal as Riley draws a walk, and so far that has not worked out, in the simulation at least, with d'Arnaud's numbers. Chris Martin, another reliever, former Ranger, 2-year, $14 million deal. Nick Marcakis returned on that 1-year, $4 million deal, though he has chosen to opt out of the season. Here is Cole Hamels getting his first plate appearance of the ball game, batting .300 on the year. Certainly not bad numbers for Hamels. Tyler Flowers, another catcher brought into a 1-year, $4 million deal, actually brought back. Darren O'Day, right-handed pitcher, they re-signed him on a 1-year, $2.25 million deal, and also brought in Adeiny Hechavarria on a 1-year, $1 million deal. Lots of Major League contracts for the Braves. Ground ball to first. McMahon goes to second for one, back to first, not in time. And that was a good job by McMahon to get the lead runner. And a good job by Hamels as well. He's a pitcher and he's getting up there, but he's also getting down the line and hustling it out very well. No trades this offseason for the Braves. Oh, they did sign Yasiel Puig. Again, we're waiting to see any financial information on that. Lots of minor league signings as well. Felix Hernandez, who he has decided to opt out of the season. Josh Tomlin, Charlie Culberson came back on a minor league deal. Former Rocky Yonder Alonso was in camp. Former Rocky Chris Russin in camp. Young Ervis Solarte, Peter O'Brien, Rafael Ortega. Certainly some old friends on there. 1-0 pitch is going to miss outside to Mondesi. Braves also have Tyler Matzek in camp. Certainly wish the best for him. He made their player pool. I'm not sure exact. I think Chris Russin might not have made it, but I will have to double check on that. Of course, notable losses. Josh Donaldson signed that 1-year deal with the Braves last offseason to play for them, as Mondesi grounds one foul. that kind of one-year deal to prove he could still hit and still play defense after injury. Then he parlayed that into a pretty hefty multi-year deal with the Twins. Dallas Keuchel, no longer with the Braves. There's a line drive towards right field. Hamels, for some reason, held up, and right on his tail is Mondesi. That'll be a double, and Hamels will make it up to third base. And pitchers running the base paths never know what's going to happen. So Braves are in business for the first time today. They've got a couple runners in scoring position now. For Nick Marcakis with one out. Julio Teheran also went over to the Angels. Matt Joyce signed with Miami. No longer Jerry Blevins, Billy Hamilton no longer on the roster. Neither are Anthony Swarzak or John Ryan Murphy. Francisco Cervelli going over to an NL East rival, the Marlins. 0-1 from Marquez here is swung on and popped foul and out of play. Alex Anthopoulos is the GM of the Braves. And Anthopoulos was GM in Toronto when the Blue Jays had Donaldson on their roster. As Marcakis is hit by a pitch, and the bases are going to be loaded now with one out for the Braves. Again, that was a one-year, $23 million contract going into the 2019 season for Donaldson with the Braves. And he wanted to stay in Atlanta, the 34-year-old did, but they could not come to an agreement and just could not say no to that 4-year, $92 million offer from the Twins. Evidently, the Braves reportedly matched the Twins' offer in years, but were not willing to go up to $92 million. Braves never were in the range of looking for a guy like Anthony Rendon. There were some rumors at times connecting the Braves to Nolan Arenado and Chris Bryant of the Chicago Cubs, but those players did not change homes this offseason, and Rockies fans are better for that, at least for Arenado staying with the Rockies. There's a strike to Freddie Freeman. So Johan Camargo and Austin Riley are the primary options for them at third base. Riley is getting the start at third today. Somewhat of a platoon situation. Johan Camargo a couple years ago was very good for the Braves, but really struggled last season. Riley was a top 50 prospect when he was promoted last May. He actually got most of his action in the outfield because of Donaldson. He did strike out quite a bit, so did not make a whole lot of significant impacts in his rookie year. So we shall see for the Braves when we head into the regular actual season who will be getting the lion's shares of the duties of the hot corner for the Braves. But again, they did work to certainly fill that offensive void, signing Marcell Ozuna, now Yasiel Puig. Ozuna had a qualifying offer from St. Louis, but still, it was surprising that he settled for only a one-year, $18 million deal. That's just barely over the $17.8 million value of the qualifying offer. Acuna swings and belts one to left, and that ball is not coming back. And now we've got ourselves a one-run ball game. That's a grand slam for Ronald Acuna Jr., his 18th homer of the season. And that's going to make it a 5-4 ball game just like that. That one was hit well. And we look at that one, 446 feet, the estimated distance, 105.6 mile per hour exit velocity, and now it's 5-4. Rockies still hanging on to that one-run lead. Marcell Ozuna takes pitch low, ball one. Ozuna flat out his first time up, he's 0 for 1. A nice short-term addition for the Braves with Ozuna manning left field. Ronald Acuna Jr. is playing center field today. You might get a lot of time in right field. Ender Inciarte is a very good defensive center fielder. Hasn't lived up to the offensive hype, though. As Nick Markakis has opted out of the season, they brought in Yasiel Puig, Adam Duvall, a number 5 outfielder. So Braves are in better shape than a lot of teams on the outfield side of things. And they also have a couple exciting prospects. Christian Pache and Drew Waters are knocking on the door as well. Ozzie Albies, a lot of the time at second base. Dansby Swanson at shortstop, though Alberto Mondesi is in there after he came over in that simulated trade. Ground ball back to the mound, firing to first is Marquez, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the third. Not Marcell Ozuna. Ronald Acuna Jr. has made this a brand new ball game with a grand slam to left. It's 5-4 Rockies going to the bottom of the third. Rockies manager Bud Black and pitching coach Steve Foster. Well, first two innings looked really good for Herman Marquez. Third inning not so much, gave up the grand slam to Acuna. Nolan Aronado leads off the bottom of the third. Cole Hamels still out there after only throwing one pitch to get the final out of the second inning. Arenado grounded out his first time up. And Freddie Freeman is going to be a question mark for the Braves. He's playing the simulated game, but question mark because of his COVID-19 diagnosis. There's a fly ball towards the right field corner, and having all sorts of trouble out there with this one is Marcakis. That's going to bounce off the wall. Arenado will take a turn but stay put at second base. Not a great read out there from Marcakis. That'll be the 30th double of the year for Nolan Aronado. That was just a high pop-up, and Marcakis kind of pulled up at the end there. It actually ended up dropping on the track and then bouncing off the wall. It didn't go off the wall on the fly. Marcakis not able to read that one. Here's Matt Kemp now. He takes first pitch strike. Kemp hit a home run his first time up. 9 for 26 to start the year now. 346 batting average. Tyler Flowers has been a Brave since 2016, and he's back doing some of the catching duties, though Travis d'Arnaud in there today. He had a really solid showing for Tampa Bay, and as a 30-year-old in 2019, wow. Flowers had his worst year as a member of the offense last year for the Braves. Line drive towards left field. That's going to be caught by Ozuna, and that's out number one. But Flowers is a pitch framing extraordinaire. Defense that is really incomparable, some of what Tyler Flowers can do. Ryan McMahon here is 0 for 1, flied out his first time up. Brian McCann retiring, so Travis d'Arnaud will be coming in. Again, that's a risky deal for Atlanta, and if things turn out like they have in the simulation, that will not be looking like a great deal for them. Very up and down career in terms of production. Former top prospect, so he certainly has the potential, and he showed it last year. Also difficulty staying healthy for him. A lot of attention paid to the pitching staff for the Braves as McMahon takes the pitch outside. Again, the bullpen was probably the weak spot for them last season. They acted early and often to address it this winter. The biggest move is that deal for Will Smith. Pair of great seasons for the Giants. Rockies certainly saw that. Smith is 30. He really did well as the closer for San Francisco last year, but he's actually going to be a setup man now. There's a pitch in the dirt. Arenado will advance down to third base. Mark Melancon, another former Giants teammate of Will Smith, Mark Melancon, will be doing the closing duties. Chris Martin, Darren O'Day also re-signed this offseason. Also got Shane Green and Luke Jackson in there. Hopefully Shane Green can have a bit of a rebound campaign. He started off the year really good for the Tigers, Shane Green did in 2019. And after a trade to the Braves, really struggled. Travis Demeritte, one of the pieces going back to Detroit in that deal. McMahon draws a walk, and there are runners on the corners with one out now for the Rockies here in the bottom of the third. Bit of uncertainty in the rotation. Of course, Dallas Keuchel and Julio Teheran are fairly decent losses. Again, Max Fried is solid. He hasn't been in the simulation. Mike Soroka and Mike Fultonevich have also been very good players, starting pitchers for the Braves. And Fultonevich really rebounded after getting off to a really bad start in 2019. Of course, Cole Hamels pitching now is part of the rotation. I don't think he's going to be a bullpen arm like he is today, but I also think this was just a situation where Max Fried, Brian Snitker realized he didn't have his good stuff today at all and elected to bring Cole Hamels in there because he had enough rest. And this is the first game since the All-Star break. hoping for a stabilizing veteran force in Hamels. He did have shoulder troubles that weighed him down in spring training. Ground ball back to the mound, and flipping to home plate is Hamels, and he gets Aronado. Nice play by Hamels for out number 2. And actually, I'm not sure in real life if there is a timetable for Hamels to return, because when this article I'm looking at here from MLB Trade Rumors was written, there was still not a timetable for him to return. As Garrett Hampson steps to the plate, he lined out his first time up. That was in the second inning. Yeah, it actually looks like triceps tendonitis is what they're calling it. It looks like Hamels is going to I don't think he's going to be able to start the actual regular season. Yeah, I don't want to pin your hopes on a 36-year-old coming off an injury-shortened campaign, and I don't know. Still, 1-year deal. It's not a huge, not going to be a huge impact on them. So, Sean Newcomb is going to factor into the rotation. Felix Hernandez potentially could have the former Cy Young winner, former Mariner of the King's Court, King Felix, deciding to opt out of the season. So, who are the Braves going to go with as their actual 5th starter? Well, on roster resource right now, they have it projected to be Kyle Wright. As we get a visit to the mound now to check on Cole Hamels. Rick Kranitz is the Braves pitching coach. Here's Herman Marquez. He has come through in situations such as these before. He's got the bases loaded, 2 outs. He's 0 for 1 with a line out his first time up. He takes first pitch inside, ball 1. See McMahon at third, Diaz at second, Hampson at first. Newcomb is 26 years old. He was a pretty well-regarded prospect coming up. Kind of concerned with walks for him, but he held his own in 2018. Last year, most of the time as a reliever, he did solid in that role. Strike on the inside corner, 1 and 2 on Marquez. So yeah, Kyle Wright, Bryce Wilson, Touki Toussaint, probably next on the depth chart. Some other interesting in-house possibilities for the Braves. They're Wright and those two are all in their lower 20s, their early 20s. And they were each recent top 100 prospects, too. Not yet has any of that trio lived up to their major league billing, but it is still quite early for all of them. Swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. Marquez goes down by way of the K. And we are through 3 innings. Pretty offensive-minded game so far. It's 5-4 Rockies after 3. Ozzie Albies struck out his first time up. He leads off the 4th inning. Marquez looking for a better inning. 265 on the year for Albies, 17 homers, 42 runs batted in. So Braves starting the season with a franchise record opening day payroll. It's at $157 million. Still have some questions in the rotation and at third base, but no reason to think they can't be the best team in the NL East this year. And again, Freddie Freeman has been out since early July with the positive COVID-19 test, and there's a ground ball to first base picked by McMahon, who takes it himself, 1 down. Brian Snitker told MLB.com that he's not so sure that Freeman will not be ready for opening day. He could make it. Not ruled out that he could start the season. And the decision will likely come this weekend, Snitker said. Freeman is doing much better now, but his illness was quite severe at the outset. Again, Nick Marcakis saying that it opened his eyes, that conversation he had talking with Freddie Freeman, and saying he just didn't sound good at all, and that made him decide to opt out of the season. Ground ball foul there. Freeman's still only 30 years of age. pitch in the dirt. And 2019 had a really good year. Had a career-high 38 home runs, 692 plate appearances. Hit 295. There's a ground ball, and that's going to be foul. 389 on base percentage, 549 slugging. However, Braves also placed utility player and first base capable player Peter O'Brien on the 10-day injured list after he was exposed to someone with the coronavirus. That was placing him on the injured list yesterday. However, he did not test positive. He's also 30 years old. He signed a minor league deal in the offseason. He made that 60-man player pool, so he was looking like a potential backup and would get in there with Freddie Freeman out. So we shall see how things go for the Braves from here on out. Austin Riley drew a walk in his first plate appearance. And the 0-1 is in there for a called strike. Quickly 0-2. Swung on and ripped towards the gap in left center field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. Riley will cruise into second base with a 2-out double here in the top of the fourth. And a 2-out extra base hit for the Braves. Keeps the line moving against Herman Marquez. Another at bat for Cole Hamels, who grounded out and then ended up scoring a run. Grounded into a force out. The run scored on the Ronald Acuna Jr. grand slam. There's a swing and a pop-up third base side foul territory. Arenado going over. He'll run it down, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 5-4 Rockies. David Dahl leads things off in the bottom of the fourth. 2 runs scored today, a double and a walk. 38 league-leading doubles for Dahl now in the NL. Cole Hamels is back out there. It'll likely be something of a start for Cole Hamels today with how many pitches he will probably end up throwing. David Dahl swung and missed at the first offering. Hamels kicks and deals. That one's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's high hitter's count now on Dahl. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Hamels. And swung on and grounded foul the other way. Just needed to tuck that one a bit more inside the line. Dahl could have been looking at his 39th double of the year. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and a line towards right field coming in, and Marcakis will put it away. That's out number 1. Final line on Max Fried today. Had to throw 43 pitches over an inning and 2/3. Gave up 5 runs on 5 hits. Walked a batter, did not strike out a batter, and he was not fooling many Rockies today. 3 home runs against him. Charlie Blackman, Trevor Story with a 2-run shot, Matt Kemp as well. Here is Trevor Story against Cole Hamels, and he takes first pitch low, ball 1. Story, unfortunate, and he's not all that happy. He's not going to be able to see Max Fried again. Ended up having now 5 for 9 in his career against Fried with 3 home runs. Arms up over his head into his motion. Hamels fires in a pitch low, 2-0 on Story. And strike on the inside corner now. That's in there. Count evens at 2. Swung on and pulled foul. Another 2-2 coming from Hamels, and it's swung on and grounded towards short. This will be a long throw for Mondesi, and not in time to get the speedy Story at first. It'll be an infield single with one out for the Rockies shortstop. Some hesitation there from Mondesi. Had to make sure that the third baseman Riley was not in his way. By the time Mondesi was able to fire off a throw, Story was gliding safely into first. Charlie Blackman will bat now. Home run today for him in his return. Takes first pitch outside, ball one. 1 for 2 on the day now, Blackman. Hitting an even .300. That was his 18th home run. Now has 43 runs batted in. Hamels pitching from the stretch. Shakes, then gets the sign he likes. Looks towards first base and delivers to Blackman. That's swung on and lifted in the air towards right field. And that ball is gone. Tacos for the Rockies. 7-4. Rockies extending their lead. That is now number 19 of the year for Charlie Blackman. Great start to his second half. A 2-homer day and a great day to return from the COVID-19 injured list. Three runs batted in now for Charlie Blackman on the day. And Rockies offense really coming through here on the first day back from the All-Star break. Nolan Aronado 1 for 2. Hit his 30th double of the year back in the third inning. His slash on the year, 327, 403, 634. First pitch from Hamels is taken low and away, ball one. Hamels, again an All-Star, appeared in the All-Star game, in the simulated 2020 All-Star game for the NL squad. It's very much a pitcher's duel, that All-Star game that we broadcasted for you. There's a strike on the inside corner. Not necessarily a pitcher's duel from the starters. A 3-run home run off Justin Verlander in the first by Juan Soto. But then that was all the runs scored by the NL, and then there was just a run scored by the AL later in the game. Hamels shakes, then gets the sign he likes into his motion, the 1-2. That is inside, count evens up at 2. Hamels really good numbers on the year. Charlie Blackman got him for that 2-run shot, though, to extend the lead to 7-4 Rockies. Arenado swings and fouls one off. Here comes another 2-2. Swung on and popped up. The catcher Darno going over in foul territory towards the railing. He will have room to make the catch in front of the Braves dugout. And that's out number 2.
The left fielder, number 29, Matt Kemp.
Here is Matt Kemp now. Luke Jackson starting to warm in the Braves bullpen. 1 for 2 on the day for Kemp. His second home run as a Rocky back in the first inning. Third home run of that inning for the Rockies. Kemp takes first pitch. Just a bit inside, ball one. There is the righty Jackson warming up in the Braves pen. One out of Kemp is in there for a called strike. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Not a whole lot of velocity these days. Never really was that much velocity for Cole Hamels. There's a pitch high. Hitters count now on Kemp. That went up to 94. Respectable. Hamels kicks and fires. That swung on and grounded towards third base. Picked by Riley. Throws to first. And that will retire the side. Charlie Blackman with his second home run of the day. A 2-run shot gives the Rockies tacos. Rockies fans tacos. And we're through 4 innings. 7-4 Colorado. Adalberto Mondesi 1 for 2 on the day. He'll lead off the 5th inning. Marquez still out there. His team has given him some insurance. Fifth inning means it's time to check some scores around baseball. Marcus still throwing heat, that one at 98. Cubs beat the Reds 6-5 today. Kyle Ryan getting the win for the Cubbies, and Pedro Strop, the former Cub, gets the loss for his new team, the Reds. Eugenio Suarez hit his 31st home run of the season, and Kyle Schwarber hit his 15th. Eighth inning, Angels lead the Phillies in interleague action 8-2. Mike Trout has hit 2 home runs. He's got 6 runs batted in. What a start to the second half for him. The 33 homers now for him. Marquez collects a strikeout. Nationals are making an unfortunate start to the second half for the Pirates. They're up 11-0. Adam Eaton has hit his 9th home run. They're in the 8th inning there. 8th inning, Mets lead the Mariners in interleague action 5-1. So Brandon Nimmo, the pride of Wyoming, has hit his 2nd home run of the year. Scoreless ball game in the 5th between the Yankees and Cardinals, storied franchises. So swinging a foul out of play. 5th inning, D-backs have taken a 4-0 lead over the Marlins. Not what Rockies fans want to see. Ildemaro Vargas has homered for the 8th time this season for the Snakes. So 1-2 count now on Nick Marcakis. 1-2 from Marquez is swung on and fouled off. Marcakis is 3rd place in the National League in hits with 117. It's just he's in 3rd place behind Nolan Aronado. In the AL, 8th inning, Orioles and Rays are tied at 1. It's like Ramon Laureano was part of a simulated trade from the A's to the Rays. He homered, and it's 9-1 Cleveland over Toronto in the 8th. Cesar Hernandez has 4 runs batted in for Cleveland. 7-2 Tigers lead the White Sox in the 8th as Marcakis flares one to center. Edwin Encarnacion, 36th home run of the year for the White Sox. Jordy Mercer, number 2 for Detroit. There's no stopping Edwin Encarnacion. 1-0 Royals lead the Red Sox. They're in the 5th. As Freddie Freeman comes to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Ryan O'Hearn with home run number 15 on the year has been all the offense in that game. Twins lead the Rangers 3-2 in the 5th. Marcus Semien is homered for the Twins, his 18th. Robinson Chirinos homering for Texas, number 12. Another scoreless ball game, A's and Astros in the 2nd inning. It's always a fun matchup. A couple of AL West clubs. Justin Verlander on the hill for Houston. Started the All-Star game for the AL side. 75 pitches now for Marquez. His 2-0 to Freeman is swung on and ripped into the shift. And making the play is Hampson throws to first. That will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 7-4 Rockies. Here's Ryan McMahon leading off the bottom of the 5th. Luke Jackson now joined by Darren O'Day in the Braves bullpen. Cole Hamels still out there. McMahon drew a walk in the 3rd inning. Otherwise, he is 0 for 1 on the day. Again, Ryan McMahon has no trouble against left-handed pitching. And first pitch from Hamels is in there for a called strike. Already a career high, 24 home runs at the break for Ryan McMahon. 0-1 is going to miss just a bit high. Hamels not happy about that not getting called. One to McMahon is swung on and hit fouled on the left field line. That was a hot shot. One-two from Hamels is low and away. Count evens up at 2. Next pitch will be the 50th of the day for Hamels. He's done pretty well for himself. He certainly, largely has stopped the bleeding. Just gave up that 2-run home run last inning to Charlie Blackman. Really rough start for Max Fried, and there's an ugly-looking swing from Ryan McMahon. He strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. Elias Diaz will come to the plate now. First pitch from Hamels to Diaz is in there for a called strike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Diaz 0 for 2, line out and a ground out. His slash on the year, 269, 311, 378. Again, much better against southpaws. 0-1 from Hamels is swung on and fouled the other way, and it's quickly 0-2 on Diaz. Swung on and fouled out of play. We'll do it again. Swung on and missed. Got him on a pitch in the dirt. Darno will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. There's one gone. And Garrett Hampson will try to avoid being the third strikeout victim of the fifth inning. First pitch from Hamels here is in there for a called strike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That one's low, ball one. Count will level up. 1-1 to Hampson is swung on and grounded weakly towards second base. Albies up with the ball, throws to first, and that'll retire the side. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Hamels. Now we're through 5. It's 7-4 Rockies. Acuna Jr. responsible for the 4 runs batted in for the Braves today thanks to his grand slam. He's due up first in the 6th. Flash you back to the 3rd inning when it was 5-0 Rockies, then Ronald Acuna Jr. hit a grand slam to deep left. And that made it a 1-run ball game. Since then, the Rockies have gotten a couple more back. As Charlie Blackman has hit 2 home runs today. Acuna, definitely a tough out no matter how many guys are on base. First pitch misses high, ball 1. 2 for 9 now in the career of Acuna Jr. against Marquez. That grand slam, second hit. 1-0 from Marquez is swung on and grounded towards second base. Hampson throws to first. That's out number 1.
The left fielder, number 20, Marcell Ozuna.
Here's Marcell Ozuna 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out on his day. So Charlie Blackman back from time missed due to COVID-19, and he told Thomas Harding of MLB.com that it wasn't that bad for him, but he also wanted to make sure he wasn't saying that COVID-19 is not that bad. This wasn't that bad for him. He said his symptoms were what he would consider mild flu symptoms. He had a headache. That was the most common thing he felt. Had a bit of a cough, some body aches. He just felt sick. Fly ball to right. Blackman on the run for this one towards the corner, and he will get there. It's the second out. It only lasted for about 36 hours for Blackman, and he said it was actually mild compared to the flu for him. He had the flu proper a couple years ago, and he thought it was going to wipe him out, he said, and he was lucky that his COVID-19 experience was not nearly as severe, but he said he knows that it does not affect everybody the same. Blackman said it might be hard to compare the public to a professional athlete.
That's in, ball 2.
But he has complete confidence he's going to be 100% recovered, not have any lasting effects. But he doesn't want to say that without understanding and having respect for the families that have been affected negatively. He said it's very real, very dangerous for some people, and he's lucky that it didn't affect him that bad. And he actually requested a test when he began feeling sick and said he was surprised when he tested positive because he and his wife Ashley were being very careful. They went to restaurants, generally ate takeout, and they kept their circle small so he cannot pinpoint how he contracted the virus. He said he would have much rather have gotten sick when he did, though, rather than get sick or get sick mid-season. So he's looking at it as a positive that he got it out of the way. There was a chance of lingering effects, but Blackman said he thought he did a pretty good job of adhering to the protocols. He had ultrasounds and x-rays of his heart and lungs. He's past that point, out of the woods. He expects to recover pretty quick. But he said he's impressed by the measures the Rockies and Major League Baseball in general are taking, very strict protocols. When Blackman, again, he arrived at camp after everybody else did, and upon arriving, his first time being back in the building, there's a fly ball to right. Blackman runs it down, and we'll talk more about Blackman coming up in the bottom of the 6th. 7-4 Rockies. Herman Marquez leads off the bottom of the 6th, 0 for 2 strikeout and a flyout, so it looks like he'll get a chance to go 7 today. But arriving at Coors Field, Blackman said that was his first time being back in the building because he was not allowed in the building, of course. It was apparent to him that they did a lot of work. Organization worked really hard. There was a lot of personal protective equipment. Upon entering a room, leaving a room, disinfectant is everywhere. They're all wearing their masks. Of course, that's not mandatory on the field. Blackman on Monday did essentially a double workout, Thomas Harding says, and took batting practice, went to right field to read balls off the bat, stayed beyond his group's time on the field to take balls hit by the coach. And will it be enough for him to be ready for the start of the season? Ground ball towards short. Mondesi makes the play. That's out number 1. Nice play for Mondesi. Bud Black said that Blackman is excited to get going. And he's excited he's going to get a lot of work. He said on Monday before Blackman practice, he feels really raring to go in terms of physical. Black said he is optimistic knowing Blackman. Knows the last couple of weeks that he's been away from them. I'm sure he's been keeping himself in some sort of shape, whatever that might be. He said usually coming into spring training, he's working out and has a very regimented program that he has done for years and years, and he knows that he has an extended period of time to get ready to play the game. But this year, of course, is different. He was sick, really couldn't do much physically for a little while there. Now he's trying to come back with less time to prepare. Never really done that before outside of coming off the DL, and usually that sort of situation has to be fluid. Got to be able to read your body and make changes, he said. So he wants to be ready to play right away. That's a goal of his, and he thinks he'll be ready to play. But is it the worst thing if he's not ready for the very first game? No, as long as it means he's preparing to play and not suffering setbacks. It's a 2-2 count on David Dahl. Cole Hamels is back out there for another inning of work. And swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. That's out number 2. Trevor Story will come up now. A couple extra base hits for him on the day. A home run in the first, then a double in the second. Takes first pitch, low ball 1. And actually triple shy of the cycle. He's 3 for 3 on the day now. .557 his slugging. Really good start to the second half for Trevor Story. And we mentioned in his last 20 at bats or so, he was hitting under the Mendoza line. So really good start for him to the second half. Pitch misses. It's 2-0. Next pitch will be the 69th of the day for Cole Hamels. Swung on and fouled out of play. Still a hitter's count on Trevor Story. And swung on and lined towards the gap in right center field. I don't know. Story on his way to second base, and he will be stopping there with a double. Not to quite the deepest part of the field. Not a whole lot of room for that ball to travel, so that'll be a double. 4th hit of the day for Trevor Story. Still a triple shy of the cycle. 2 doubles, homer, and a single for him now. And here is Charlie Blackman. He has really done well for himself today. We'll flash you back to the 4th inning when he homered. His second home run of the ball game, as a matter of fact, gave the Rockies fans tacos. And Hamels will pitch from the stretch. There's been action in the Braves bullpen. Blackman takes first pitch strike. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, perhaps a sign of some fatigue from Hamels. Not expect to be pitching very much in this ball game at all going into this one. 44 of 71 pitches for strikes for him. Looks towards second base. His 0-1 to Blackman. He is on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on Blackman. And swung on and fouled away. We'll do it again. And swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That's going to retire the side. Pretty solid outing for Cole Hamels if that's all for him today. It's 7-4 Rockies going to the 7th.
Leading off to the plate.
Austin Riley leads off the top of the 7th. Herman Marquez out there for his 7th inning of work. And first pitch misses high, ball 1. Tyler Kinley and James Pazos, righty and lefty, both warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Couple of relievers who have had really good years for the Rockies. 1-0 is going to miss outside 2-0. Be 90th pitch of the game coming up for Marquez now. That one's high, 3-0. Cole Hamels, pitcher spot waiting on deck. We'll see if Hamels takes the at-bat himself. So Rockies' home opener in real life scheduled for July 31 against the Padres. Rockies have expressed a desire to allow a limited number of fans to attend home games. We'll see how that works out. And Kyle Newman of the Denver Post opines that there's a good argument that it will likely, that it might not really happen. And he says the answer should be that it should not happen. Governor Jared Polis's office says they are hopeful. Denver Mayor Michael Hancock said he is open to the idea. And the Rockies have also expressed that desire to allow the fans. But MLB issued a statement to the Denver Post back on Monday saying that fans will not be permitted to attend MLB games at the start of the season. The decision to potentially allow fans during the season will be based on local government approval in each market and MLB's approval after consultation with the all appropriate parties. So for fans to be allowed at Coors Field, the club, city, and state must acknowledge and accept the risk that comes with the resumption of crowds and coronavirus spikes locally and nationally. Marquez recovers to pick up a strikeout there. And across a good amount of the country, the COVID-19 cases are trending in the wrong direction, and that is the case in Colorado as well. Gone from rolling total of 268 cases reported in one day 14 days ago, and 432 now yesterday. And then the percent of cases coming back positive has increased in Colorado from 5% 2 weeks ago to 6.7% testing positive yesterday. Of course, hiccups in the testing process as well, Newman writes. In terms of Major League Baseball, as they're using that one Utah lab to streamline thousands of coronavirus tests on a daily basis for players and coaches. There's a base hit into center. But Newman writes it would take a huge swing in a positive direction for Polis, Hancock, and local health officials to allow fans inside of Coors Field. Again, some teams, not the Rockies, have actually lucked out in terms of actually getting their results back in when they're supposed to from this lab. Though I also read a report in The Athletic that there are some teams that are reportedly not just using that lab to get their test results. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. We saw a week or two ago that some teams postponed their workouts. The Angels were one of them, I know. Because the A's were another, because they had not received their test results when they were supposed to. Rockies so far have had no problems there, so that has been lucky. But perhaps there are cues to take from Nippon Professional Baseball in Japan and their return to play and reintroduction of crowds. The number of infections in Japan rose to its highest mark since April, but brought them back. And the top international professional league opened its delayed season June 19. They began allowing fans back into stadiums July 10. Teams allowed to have up to 5,000 fans or half the stadium's capacity, whichever is smaller. Ground ball to short. Story goes to second for one, back to first, not in time. That's a really good play to start that force out from Story as Marquez is up over the 100 pitch mark. Lots of rules for Nippon Professional Baseball. There are compulsory temperature checks at the gate. Everyone within the socially distanced crowd is required to wear masks. There are also a prohibition on yelling, cheering, high fives, and towel twirling. We see that a lot in the postseason here in the States, but that's a popular celebration all the time in Japan. However, based on reports from NPB's opening weekend with fans, those rules were followed and enforced somewhat loosely. Pitched low and away, and Mondesi is easily going to steal second base. Very speedy runner is Mondesi. He's just swinging a foul the other way. Marquez just trying to get this final out and make it through 7 innings. Lots of pitches to start off his return from the All-Star break. Outside 3-1, Freddie Freeman waiting on deck. And swung on in line towards right field. Blackman will trap it. He had a little trouble with it, and that's going to allow Mondesi to score. RBI single for Nick Marcakis makes it a 7-5 ball game. And that's going to do it for Herman Marquez. James Pazos will come in. He's appeared in 50 games, 51 and 2/3 innings, 3.14 his ERA, 52 strikeouts against 18 walks. He's just gotten better and better as the season has gone on. He has not given up a run in quite a bit of time. Pitch misses for ball 1 from Pazos. Freeman 0 for 3 on the day. Rockies have handled him. He grounded out his last time up. That was in the 5th. He's not able to quite make it through 7 today for Marquez. He's still in line to win this ball game as his team has scored plenty of runs for him. It's 7-5 Rockies here in the top of the 7th, though. Tying run is at the plate right now, and one of those runs, the run on base right now, is Herman Marquez's responsibility still. Pazos hoping to start the second half as good as he ended his first half. Pitch misses 3-0. Ronald Acuna Jr. waiting on deck, and that is a bit scary. He is responsible for a grand slam in this ball game. 3-0 from Pazos is swung on and pulled foul. Freeman thought he got something good to hit there on the 3-0, pulled it foul. And swung on and lined towards the gap in left center field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. It's going to stay out there for a while. Marcakis will be waved around third, and he will score. RBI double for Freddie Freeman has made this a 1-run ball game. That run charged to Marquez, and he's given up 6 now. And this is a 1-run ball game. Tying run is in scoring position for the Braves. 7-6 Rockies. And the go-ahead run comes to the plate in Ronald Acuna Jr. Tim Collins has now joined Tyler Kinley in the Rockies bullpen. Again, 1 for 3 on the day for Acuna. That grand slam in the 3rd inning. 277, 371, 503. Acuna's slash line on the year. Very good one. Did not make the All-Star simulated team. Certainly had numbers worthy. Marcakis was the representative for the Braves instead, and he, at least from a batting average standpoint, was doing better. Of course, is third in the league in hits. First pitch misses low, ball one to Acuna, who was batting .318 on the year with runners in scoring position. 1-0 from Pazos is low, 2-0. Pazos looks towards second base. His 2-0 is check swing, and it's called a ball outside, 3-0. Marcel Ozuna is waiting on deck. 3-0 pitch, big pitch, is on the inside corner for a called strike. And swung on and lifted in the air towards center. Going back on this one is Dahl. He's got it in range. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. Couple more runs for the Braves. They creep closer. It is 7-6. Rockies hanging on to their lead. 7th inning stretch time.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Darren O'Day, new pitcher for the Braves, re-signed with them this offseason after a lot of injuries last year. 4.54 is ERA in 41 and 2/3 innings, 41 games. 53 strikeouts, that's good. 21 walks is on the high side. Here is Nolan Aronado leading things off in the bottom of the 7th. 1 for 3 doubled in the 3rd inning, 633 his slugging percentage. That was a 30th double of the year for Aronado. O'Day delivers, and it's swung on and fouled off by Aronado. O'Day, very fun little submarine motion. Former Oriole O'Day. That's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cannot be too comfortable of an at bat for a right-hander against O'Day. And check swing, pitch misses low, hitters count on Arenado. Solid appearance for Cole Hamels today. There's a swing and a miss, count evens at 2 on Arenado. He's able to keep his team in the ball game. 2-2 pitch, just a bit inside. Full count now. Matt Kemp waiting on deck. 1 for 3 with that home run today. 4 homers for the Rockies today, 3 of them coming in the first inning. Story, Kemp, and Blackman. Blackman then homering again later on in the 4th. So swing and a foul out of play. Arenado stays alive. It'll be at least a 7-pitch plate appearance to kick off the 7th inning for Arenado against O'Day. Payoff pitch. That is low and away, ball 4. Really good eye at the plate for Arenado to draw a walk with O'Day pitching. Again, O'Day has had some struggles with command this year. Matt Kemp will come to the plate. Luke Jackson and Mark Melancon both warming up in the bullpen. Go back to the first inning. Matt Kemp's solo homer, the farthest homer we've seen today, and there have been some moonshots. 460 feet for this Kemp blast. Camera almost lost track of it. It was hit so hard. Towards the barbecue on the concourse. And swung on and missed by Kemp. There's Jackson and Melancon both in the Braves' pen right now. That one's high, 1 ball and 1 strike. O'Day pitching from the stretch with Arenado aboard after he drew a walk to lead off the bottom of the 7th here. And 1-1 to Kemp is swung on and missed, strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, Kemp.
That one's high and the count evens. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Rockies hitters seem to be not having a whole lot of trouble against O'Day. Certainly staying alive, working the count. The Rockies righties have. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards left. Ozuna going back, and he's got it in range. He'll make the catch. That's out number 1. Arenado will head back to first base. That'll bring up Ryan McMahon, 0 for 2 on the day, to draw a walk in the 3rd inning. And he takes first pitch strike. That one's low, 1 ball and 1 strike now. Swung on and pulled foul. McMahon seeing that one well, just pulled it a bit too, it was a bit too early on it and pulled it foul. 1-2 the count now on McMahon. O'Day comes set. His 1-2 is high, count evens up. 2-2 pitch. Inside, and the count goes full. Elias Diaz waiting on deck. No longer a left-handed pitcher on the mound for the Braves. Diaz really hits well against. See if we see a pinch hitter here again. Rockies have both Drew Butera and Tony Walters around. There's a swing and a miss. McMahon goes down on strikes, and that is out number 2. Diaz will bat for himself. He will take the at-bat, and first pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow right center field. Acuna comes over, makes the catch. That'll retire the side. We're through 7. It's 7-6 Rockies going to the 8th, and the setup man, I think it'll be Tyler Kinley. We'll see. We're trying to keep this score where it is in the 8th. Double switch time for manager Bud Black and the Rockies. New pitcher, it is indeed Tyler Kinley. 30th game of the year. 2.12 ERA, 36 strikeouts against 11 walks in 29 and 2/3 innings. 9 saves on the year. Was took over closer duties while Scott Oberg was on the injured list. Oberg is warming up in the bullpen, hoping to get an opportunity to save this game in the 9th. Here's Marcell Ozuna. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Last time up, he flied out. That was the 8th inning. Not the 8th inning, 6th inning. Now it is the 8th inning. And must-see Kinley's first pitch is low and in, ball 1. There is Oberg, the lone man up in the Rockies bullpen. Hopefully it will be able to stay that way. Swung on and chopped foul. Really what Pazos, Kinley, and Oberg have done is really enviable at the back end of this Rockies bullpen. They can go toe-to-toe, I will bet you, with any in the game.
We got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Eighth inning will allow us to update some scores. 8-2, Angels beat the Phillies. That's the final. Andrew Haney with his 7th win of the year. Zach Wheeler lost number 8. He's 3-8 now, his first year with the Phillies. And homers number 31 and 32 for Mike Trout in that game. Nationals have beaten the Pirates 11-0. That is now a final. Patrick Corbin with the win, his 8th. 2-2 pitch is check swing at a pitch outside, and he did not go. Patrick Corbin threw a complete game shutout, actually. Struck out 8. Stephen Brault pitched fairly well for Pittsburgh, 2 1/3 innings. Mets beat the Mariners. It's a final, 5-2. Rick Porcello, his 5th win as a Met. Yusei Kikuchi, his 14th loss for the Mariners. Fly ball to right, Blackman makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, the second baseman.
8th inning, Yankees are up on the Cardinals 6-0. As Ozzie Albies comes to the plate. 0 for 2, he did draw a walk in the 6th inning. D-backs have extended their lead over the Marlins, 8-3. Garrett Cooper has hit his 5th home run of the year for Miami. Eldemaro Vargas now has 5 runs batted in. He had his 2nd home run of the day. He now has 9 on the year. 1-0 from Kinley to Albies is strike at the knees. 1-1 now. That is high hitter's count on Ozzie Albies. 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Kinley. Orioles beat the Rays 2-1. That's now a final. Michael Givens with his 1st win of the year in relief for the O's. Cleveland beat Toronto 10-1. That is a final. Carlos Carrasco, his 9th win of the year. And Chase Anderson, his 5th loss. 4 runs batted in on the day for Cesar Hernandez. Strike 3 called. Got him on strikes. 97-mile-an-hour fastball gets Albies, and 2 outs now. Tigers beat the White Sox 7-5. Michael Fulmer, his 5th win on the year for Detroit. And Carlos Rodon, his 7th loss for the Chi Sox. Nomar Mazara hitting his 11th home run of the year in a losing cause. Travis d'Arnaud takes a strike. Royals now up on the Red Sox 2-0 in the 8th. Michael Franco is homered for the 14th time this year. There's a pop-up foul and out of play. Twins lead the Rangers 5-2. Jorge Polanco is homered for the 20th time this year. That's in the 8th inning, that game. Astros have a 4-1 lead over the A's in the 5th. Alex Bregman has hit his 24th home run of the year. There's a swing and a miss. Stephen Piscotty, his 12th for Oakland. It's a 1-2 count now on Travis d'Arnaud as Tyler Kinley looks to send this game to the bottom of the 8th where the Rockies will try to get some insurance. Swung on and missed, got him on strikes. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Kinley, and must-see Kinley has a very good 8th inning. 7-6 Rockies on top going to the bottom of the 8th. Brian Snitker out to make a double switch. Will Smith will pitch for the Braves. 32nd game of the year, 4.44 ERA, so not quite the elite level arm we've seen the past couple of seasons with the Giants. Garrett Hampson will be the first man he faces. 0-2, walk in the 3rd inning for Hampson. And the first pitch from Smith is inside, ball 1. Rockies looking to get some insurance. Can never be too careful out there. 7-6, they lead it. The bottom of the 8th. At one point it was 5-0 Rockies. And it was 7-4. Now it's 7-6. There's a pitch low and in. .2-0 from Smith is swung on and missed. Inside, 3 balls into strike. Tony Wolters is waiting on deck. That swung on and lifted in the air to shallow right on the run for this one is Marcakis. He'll get there. That's out number 1.
The catcher, number 14, Tony Walter.
Here is catcher Tony Wolters. Elias Diaz, his day is over. Wolters only batting .164 to begin the year. Lots of time down in AAA. Unfortunately, the offense was not able to catch up to the defense, and Rockies just could not justify continuing to run him out there when Drew Butera and Elias Diaz are making for a very good combination behind the plate. Butera is still with the club, so is Diaz, who started today's game. 0-1 to Wolters is swung on and grounded to 3rd. Riley up with the ball, throws to 1st, and that is out number 2. David Dahl, the batter, 1 for 3, double and 2 runs scored on the day. Now 38 league-leading doubles for Dahl. First pitch swung on and missed. It's in there for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on Dahl. If Dahl can get on, we'll see Story once again, and Story a triple shy of the cycle. It would be nice to see him get one more opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 to Dahl is going to miss outside, ball 1. One, 2 from Smith. is taken in the dirt. Count evens up at 2. And that's going to miss outside. Full count again. Trevor Story, triple shy of the cycle, waiting on deck. He's got 4 hits today, 2 doubles, a homer, and a single. It'll be a payoff pitch coming to David Dahl, trying to get on for Story, give him one more chance here in the bottom of the 8th. And swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. On the run for this one is Ozuna. He will run it down, and that'll retire the side. So, 7-6 Rockies. Scott Oberg will be tasked with getting through Riley, Flowers, and Mondesi in the 9th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
27th game of the year for Oberg. 16 saves and 18 opportunities, 23 innings, 28 strikeouts, 13 walks, and the walks are on the high side, but Oberg, ever since returning from the injured list, has brought those walks down considerably. Austin Riley, 1 for 2 double in the 4th inning, only batting 193 on the year, the third baseman. Then the catcher, Tyler Flowers, who came in on the double switch, so Travis d'Arnaud's day is done. He's waiting on deck. First pitch misses low, ball 1 to Austin Riley. Oberg's 1-0 is just a bit low, I guess, and it's 2-0. Swung on and grounded towards third. Arenado knocks it down, fires to first, 1 away. Here's Tyler Flowers for his first plate appearance of the day. 237, solid 331 on base percentage, indicates he's been drawing a fair amount of walks. And again, one of the best, if not the best, pitch framers in the game. He swings and rips one towards the gap in left center field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. Flowers trying for second base, and firing it back in is Matt Kemp. That's going to be a double for Tyler Flowers, and the potential tying run now in scoring position for the Braves, and the go-ahead run will step to the plate. And the lineup will turn over for Adalberto Mondesi. First pitch to Mondesi is swung on and popped up. Arenado into foul territory, puts it away, and that is a, well, not a very good at bat in the situation that Mondesi found himself in. It helps the Rockies, though. That's quickly a second out, and that'll leave it up to Nick Marcakis. Third in the National League in hits, 2 for 3 today, double, single, RBI. Third to Nolan Arenado's second. And Scott Oberg's first pitch to Marcakis is high, ball 1. It's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Braves down to their final out, but also one swing could give them the lead. There's a swing and a ground ball, base hit into left. Flowers, the catcher running, will be held at third. And now the tying run is just 90 feet away, and Tyler Flowers with 2 outs. Third hit of the game for Nick Marcakis. And Freddie Freeman will bat. First pitch from Oberg here is taken low and away, ball 1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Oberg. And swung on and missed, strike 1. Freeman only batting 113 on the year, with runners in scoring position. 1-1 pitch to Freeman is swung on and pulled foul, and now Oberg is just a strike away. Tying run 90 feet away. Go ahead run on first base. 2 outs, 1-2 pitch to Freeman. Swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. And that is your ball game. Herman Marquez wasn't the prettiest of games, but he will walk away with the victory. Scott Oberg the save. Offense comes through for the Rockies today. Good start to the second half for the offense. Homers for Charlie Blackman hit 2, and 1 apiece for Matt Kemp and Trevor Story. Rockies are on a winning streak to start off the second half. Actually, second win in a row. Rockies, Herman Marquez gets the win. 8-8 now on the year. Max Fried, the loss, is 4-7. 17th save for Scott Oberg. Braves get 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Rockies 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Player of the game is going to be Trevor Story. Did not get a chance for that 5th at bat in the bottom of the 8th. He was on deck, but he didn't get the opportunity to hit for the cycle. 4 for 4 on the day. That's not bad, though. A home run, 2 doubles, and a single for Story. And 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. Charlie Blackman goes 2 for 4 with 2 homers, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Matt Kemp 1 for 4 with the solo home run. David Dahl 1 for 4 with a double, his league-leading 38th double of the year, and 2 runs scored for him. Also had a walk. Marquez with the win, 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs allowed. One of those runs scoring after he came out of the ballgame. He did strike out 8 and walk 2. Max Fried, an inning and 2/3 only. 5 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk. He did not strike out a batter. Cole Hamels came in after him and pitched the majority of the rest of the ballgame, really. Scott Oberg in the save. 2 hits allowed, 1 strikeout in an inning. Highlights on offense for the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr. goes 1 for 4 with a grand slam. At the time, it made it a 1-run ballgame. Nick Marcakis had a good day. 3 for 4 with a double RBI and 2 runs scored. Alberto Mondesi 1 for 5 with a double and 2 runs scored. And a double after Flowers came in on a double switch in the 9th inning for Tyler Flowers. Well, thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Rockies off to a good start to the second half. A couple more games left in Purple Rose Sim. Thank you, as always, for watching.